Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and extremely exciting news that we have for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on both the Nintendo Switch and on PC via Steam, whereas Xbox, PlayStation, and PC Windows players will have to wait just a little bit longer for this update. And essentially today what we're going to be going over is the fact that Capcom has taken once again to social media and given us a glimpse of just some of the new features we're going to be getting our hands regarding the 5th free title update. Remember that Capcom about a couple of weeks back decided to announce that they were going to start teasing new and upcoming details for the biggest and most likely the last final patch that we are set to get here for Sunbreak. And this was met by a lot of surprise through the community, as they weren't necessarily expecting news to begin to drop regarding the next update so soon. But it turns out that because it most likely will be the last free title update that we get, Capcom has a lot of quality of life improvements pending. Therefore, there's a lot of things to go over. Do remember, if you watch one of my most recent videos, that this is pretty much going to be an update that we can expect around the 3rd or 4th week of April. That is based on the event quest that we have pending. I also made a video pretty much going over every single event quest that I have available regarding the 4th free title update, which is a pretty good signifier on when we're going to get our hands on this upcoming update. At the same time, just last week, we ended up getting the confirmation that there will be 2 brand new melding options becoming available as part of this update to kind of let us use presumably some of these anomaly investigation material items that we have been farming through anomaly investigation quests, and the developers will finally be making those items become full available in use as we are using them for pretty much making new talismans. So today, the information that we got both through the official Japanese Twitter account, which I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below, but also the North American Twitter account went ahead and shared the same information. So we're not going to be translating anything since pretty much the Japanese post reads the same one as the English one. And this post comes directly from Director Suzuki, which simply mentions that, hey everyone, we have an update regarding one of the in-game features as part of the 5th free title update. We're adding the ability to search by materials when using anomaly investigation search function. Suzuki, director of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. And of course, in typical fashion, they go ahead and attach an image to give us a closer look at the new search settings option. So remember, if you're going to the quest counter and you're looking for anomaly investigation quest, you have the option previously to search via level, whether it is minimum level, maximum level, or you can actually target through whatever monster you want to attack directly, which one you want to take down. And presumably, if you're going to be taking down a monster, you already kind of have a pretty good idea of what kind of materials that monster is going to drop. Therefore, you're hunting it for that very specific reason. At the same time, the quest will tell you on the right side of the screen where you look at the main rewards, whether that monster will be dropping any type of afflicted or essences or anything along those lines. So you have a pretty good idea based on the quest descriptions. However, because there's so many different tiers now of these material drops, it turns out that a lot of people end up getting pretty much confused as to what type of materials you're going to end up needing. For example, if you're fighting an anomaly investigation monster from anomaly investigation 1 through 4, level 1, 31 or 101, you have 3 different sets of drop, whether it's afflicted fangs plus, or hard fangs or hard claws or anything like that. If we're fighting monsters that are anomaly investigation 5-star monsters, quests starting at 51, 101, and 161 will give you different level drops. The same can also be said for 6-star anomaly investigation quests. 71, 111, and 181 will give you different drops, and anomaly investigation 7 and 8-star monsters give you different drops at 91, 141, and 201. Not only that, but of course the new Risen Elders that are appearing, which I'm going to have a separate video discussing their entire new wave of attacks in the upcoming days. I've been working on those videos for a little bit now, and I'm really proud of the way they're going to be turning out. So do look forward to those. If you're fighting those new Elders at 111 and 161, they have different drops as well. So therefore, a lot of people end up getting confused as just what type of drops you're going to get from each one of these monsters. And a lot of people have already kind of made these like really good looking charts. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for the one that I use, which is Kaiser's, pretty much a really clean version of this chart. But a lot of people just don't use these type of charts. They just have kind of like no idea as to what monster is going to drop what. They just kind of farm everything for anomaly investigation, since they're going to be grinding for 210, 211 to be able to get to the really good stuff at the end of the day and max out at 220. So they just, you know, end up farming whatever, and it is what it is. Well, now you're going to be able to have the option to search specifically based on the afflicted materials you might need to be able to upgrade your weapon. Whether it is now, if you're going to be using them for talismans, you're going to be able to search to them for that. And it won't necessarily matter which monster you're fighting. All that matters is that you're going to end up getting the rewards that you need based on that search. So it doesn't necessarily limit you to just farm a specific monster. That search settings already has the option for you to be able to fight a specific monster, but now you're going to be able to have the option to just simply search for materials, and therefore it won't really matter which one of the monsters that you're fighting, because remember, they are pooled. You're going to have some monsters that all kind of drop the same type of afflicted materials because they're kind of being pooled based on being the same type. Therefore, those afflicted materials won't necessarily matter which one of the monsters you fight. Now, there is a argument to be made that some of these monsters are easier to farm than others, based specifically on if you're looking for those materials. I believe I made a video very early on, depending on like which anomaly investigation star level you're set to hunt, so you can kind of have a pretty good idea as to you know, which one of these monsters will be easier to farm. For example, like Anomaly Investigation 2, if you're going after like afflicted monster slog bones, for example, I think it would be way easier to fight like a Tetranodon than it would be just farming Bossarios. But it would also be pretty easy to farm like a Royal Ludroth and, you know, maybe even a Kezu than it would a Naknasam. So, you know, there is that, you know, variability that you don't necessarily always want to farm whatever the quest random quest search is going to give you. You might want to actually search for the monster because you know you're going to get those afflicted materials in a faster hunt. So, you know, there is that to keep in mind. And if you're using this option to just kind of grind levels, there is also the argument to be made that you don't want to be wasting too much time on, you know, some specific hunt from a monster being more difficult than it needs to be. Therefore, you know, you're kind of wasting a lot of time there. So at the very least, it's a good quality of life improvement that's being added based on some of the reactions that I saw already very early on through both the Reddit posts and the Twitter responses. People are very happy. But again, most likely these people are not using the charts that are available there already. You kind of need to have that either on your phone or something so you can have a pretty good idea as to what it is that you should be hunting at the end of the day. And no one really does that all the time. Hardcore players will do that, but not everyone. So therefore, you know, having this option added in there is always a nice little addition. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today. This is now the second quality of life improvement for the 5th free title update, and we're just going to be able to see if they do end up teasing a 6-1 or if they just are going to leave us hanging. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.